Hi, I'm Connie from Fibre of My Being. Here I show you how I upcycled corduroy pants with sashiko that I found at an op shop. Here you can see my very awkward modelling of what the pants looked like before I started and after. I started this upcycle by first ripping open the seams on the side of the pants. I ripped all the way from the bottom of the pants at the hem right up to the base of where the pocket inserts were at the top. It sounds like I'm whispering because I'm currently trying not to wake up my baby while she's asleep. As you can see, I've ripped all the way up to the base of the pockets and they're all the way open right down to the bottom. I also popped a pin in for where I want to hem the pants up later. There's the base of the pockets right there. I picked some mustard coloured linen that suited the pants and drew the gussets on with a tailor's pencil. For the gusset panel, I drew the sashiko design on using a stencil by So Easy and a tailor's pencil which washes out in the wash. And here is one completed gusset panel. Next I sewed the sashiko pattern onto the gusset panels. I used sashiko needles with brown sashiko thread by Olympus. I really enjoy making things my own, especially things that I find at the op shop or old things that I had in my cupboard. It gives them a new look and it makes them feel like they're mine. For more information about how I sewed and upcycled these pants, please check out the link to my blog in the description below. In particular, there's more detailed instructions on how I came to the size for my gusset pieces and how I measured all of those. I'm going to let this run for a little minute so you can watch the stitching and I'll be back in a second. Here you can see one completed gusset panel. I stayed within the borders of each one so that when it came time to cut it out, I didn't cut any of my stitches. Here are both panel pieces cut out. I did one for the front and one for the inside to be as a backing, and is just plain linen on the back. I realised the weight of my two linen panels didn't match that of the pants, so I added an internal flannelette layer to match the density of the pants. I gave each piece a quick press so that would all sit nicely, and then I pinned them roughly together so that they wouldn't shift during sewing. Next I pinned the gusset panels into the seams that I ripped open on the pants. First I pinned them at the top so that I had a place to start from and pinned all the way down. In the same way, when I started sewing, I started at the top of the gusset and went down the leg so that I could get the point at the top as precise as I could. You can see here that I'm using my sewing machine to sew the gusset panels onto the legs where I ripped the seams open. I try to follow along the seam line from where the pants were originally sewn along that seam. I then cut the pants at the bottom to get the correct length for my legs and hemmed them up using my sewing machine. It's very exciting when you get to this part because it's nearly finished. And here is the finished gusset panel. I'm extremely happy with how these pants turned out. I think they're going to be my new favourite pants and I'll wear them all the time. More awkward modelling, very kindly filmed by my son. You can find sashiko supplies and hand sewing supplies in the Fibre of My Being shop. All links are in the description below. Thank you for watching.